Re 10,000 plus stores to close. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakhakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, this is a video which was done by the brother Yashawamba in the Dallas camp. You can see right here, this is his other channel. And several of other brothers have commented on this video. Now, I wanted to do a video on this particular article here because this right here is a serious decree which is being passed really by the U.S. government, because they want to make people's lives more difficult, And if anything, I perceive that they are closing a lot of these jobs down. Excuse the scratching sounds in the background. I'm actually cleaning up my laptop screen here. But I perceive that they're closing down a lot of these jobs because they really want to make people dependent on the U.S. government, And I think I know where this is heading. They want to close down jobs. They want to take people out of work. So basically, people can start off getting this universal monthly income, which that sounds like a New World Order statement if you ask me. But after getting this universal income after a certain period of time, they can be like, hey, look, if you don't take this this potion and this elixir, then we're gonna have to discontinue giving you money. So they could also be planning to do it that way, where if you don't take this potion, this elixir, I'm talking about the toxic injection, then basically they can turn off your monthly income. So you got to watch out for when they make statements like, giving people money and, because there's always a trick to this devil's schemes. They're not going to just hand out free money and there be nothing behind it. Okay, you always got to look at this devil, from a side view, because this man will set you up. Now, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. Let me get this real quick. So Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, it says, woe unto them. Them in this case is talking about the government, the Illuminati, and the so-called elites which control the U.S. government. And the president, the puppet president at this moment, which will be Joe Biden. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay, a decree, when you look it up, means a law or a decision. And who's making all the laws and the decisions around here? The so-called elites. The earth is given into their hands. They're the ones that control the monetary system through the banks, and they control the countries through their banking systems. They control the world through their banking systems. So they have control over practically the whole world if you really think about it, because the earth is given into their hands. Now there's certain countries that's not going to comply with everything which they want to happen. You got countries like Iran and Russia and China coming up against them. Okay, but ultimately, you know, the main haven for the so-called elites will be America. This is where they're carrying out their decrees at. This is where the so-called elites, they use America to enforce their agendas on other countries. Okay. Now, like I said before, this right here is an unrighteous decree. Why? Because, well, first off, they're closing down 10,000 stores, or they're expecting to close down 10,000 stores because of a fake, because of a pandemic. This thing is not even real, but they're pushing that vibration out there, especially through the mainstream media, that you know through their mainstream media, they're pushing out this deception that this thing is real, and that hundreds of thousands of people are perishing from it. And the EU, I mean the ERs are all filled up, the hospitals are all filled up, and it is all BS, man. Okay. you know so this is an unrighteous decree right here. Okay. And one thing they love doing is making people's lives more harder than what it needs to be. It says, in their right grievousness, which they have prescribed. Yeah, because they like to pass all kind of draconian laws and bills and legislations and come up with new laws to further oppress the nation of Israel, which are you so-called Black, Latino, and Native Indians. Now, there's another one I'd like to get. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, which the word dust means or represents confusion. Because right now, millions of people here in America are in a confused state. Okay? Because some people don't know what to believe. You got one group that believes this pandemic is real. Then you got another group that believes this pandemic is fake. So it's just a whole ball of confusion going on right now over this Crown Royal 2020 pandemic. They're saying this many people is perishing and that many people is perishing from from the virus. But however, when you look around you every day, you don't really see people going out like that. Okay? So obviously they're lying in their mainstream media. They're over exaggerating numbers and hiring crisis actors to, play out this thing. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. The virgin daughter of Babylon is talking about America. Okay, this is the only country that have not been touched by other countries. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Okay, yeah, America's throne is being taken away from them. But ultimately, the throne is going to be taken away completely. America's throne is going to be completely taken away from them when who the world calls Jesus returns. His name is Yahushua. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right. America will no more be called tender and delicate. Okay. And indeed, this country is not being called tender and delicate. You know, that's why all these jobs are closing down. When this place was called tender and delicate, especially around the mid 1800s going into the early 1900s, those would be what you would call the golden age. You know, this is when America was just filled with businesses. Okay, and a matter of fact, around that time, you could buy a month's worth of groceries with a $5 bill. Try doing that today. You're not gonna be able to buy much with a $5 bill today. Why? Because the dollar is slowly losing its value. So take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Okay, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So this country's shame is being shown to the whole world. Okay, you don't hear about this happening in Iran or Russia. You don't really hear about this happening in Spain and Australia and Europe and Greece and Antarctica, Canada. Why is it only happening here in America? Because this is the time for this place to be judged. So this place is going to be judged. Okay? So the shame of this country is being shown to the entire world. Okay? Okay, so now let me get this. Habakkuk, chapter 2. I think it's verse 16. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So that's the point. This is a shameful spewing right here. When you hear about 10,000 stores being expected to close here in America, that's a shameful spewing that's being presented to the whole world. Okay? This country had its time, and now it's time for it to go. Okay, now I'm going to get one more scripture. Let's see, Lord's will, we'll close it out. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let me see. I don't know which one it is right off the bat. So, okay, so it's actually verse 3. So let's go back up here. Well, wait a minute. Okay, well, you know what? You start at verse 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, okay, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. What are the grinders? The grinders are those who work. So those who work shall cease. Why? Because the jobs are going to be few. Okay? Just think about how many grinders that are going to cease when 10,000 stores close down. That's going to be a lot of grinders that's going to be sitting at home, man, being dependent on the government, because really that's what the government wants. They want the people to be dependent on them. And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah, the windows is talking about your eyes. They that look out, the eyes be darkened, meaning you're not going to see a future. You're not going to see you people who have hoped in this wicked kingdom. You're not going to see a bright future for you or your family, man. Okay? The future looks dark. Okay, verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, so it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Well, here's your example. 10,000 stores closing down. Okay, that's 10,000 doors that's going to be shut in the streets. And in some cases, there's already some places that are closed down. Okay? When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay? There ain't gonna be no more of this, you know, this music and it's corrupt. This music is corrupt, man. But the time's coming where even these rappers are going to start losing their jobs. These singers are going to start losing their jobs. You know, a lot of basketball stars, a lot of sports stars are probably going to lose their jobs too. Because what happens if the sports industry closed down because of this pandemic? So guess what? They're going to be out of work too. When you think the government is going to be giving them millions of dollars a month just to keep their mansion and bills paid? Hell nah. They already don't like Jake. Okay? So the time is coming where, hey man, you rich people who have had it easy in this society looking down on us, the time is coming where you're going to mourn. You're going to know what it's like to be poor, to have nothing. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.